Do you sometimes feel like your body just isn't cooperating like it used to? Maybe getting out of a chair takes a little longer. Or those everyday tasks that used to be effortless now leave you feeling stiff and achy. It's a feeling many of us know all too well. A sense that the simple strength and flexibility we once took for granted are slowly slipping away, leaving us feeling, well, just a bit weak sometimes. It can be frustrating, even disheartening. When your body feels like it's holding you back from doing the things you love, spending time with family, or simply enjoying your independence. But what if there was a simple, natural way to start feeling stronger, more capable, and more like yourself again? And what if you could start seeing a difference in as little as 2 weeks? It sounds almost too good to be true. I know. But I discovered something during my own journey that genuinely surprised me. It's a simple approach involving natural massage, and it truly helped me feel like I was moving from that place of feeling weak towards feeling like a warrior again, ready to take on the day. In this video, I want to share my personal 2-week experience with you, the gentle techniques I used, the areas I focused on, and the very real changes I started to notice. Changes that weren't just physical, but lifted my spirits too. So please, stick around and watch to the very end, because I've got something to share that might just surprise you as much as it surprised me after feeling increasingly limited by aches and stiffness, especially in my hands and feet. I decided I had to do something. I wasn't ready to accept feeling weaker. I wanted to find a way to reclaim some of that ease of movement. That's when I stumbled upon the idea of incorporating simple, natural massage into my daily routine. I wasn't thinking about fancy spa treatments or complicated therapies. I was thinking about using my own 2 hands, gently, to soothe those sore spots. My journey started quite simply, focusing on the areas that bothered me most, my hands and my feet. These are our tools for interacting with the world, aren't they? Our hands help us grip, write, cook, garden, and our feet carry us everywhere we need to go. When they ache, everything feels harder. So, for the first few days of my 2-week experiment, I dedicated just a few minutes each morning and evening to my hands. I'd sit comfortably, maybe while having my tea or watching the news, and just start gently rubbing the palms of my hands. I'd use my thumb to make small circles in the fleshy part of my palm, feeling for any tight spots. Then, I'd work my way up each finger, giving each one a gentle pull and twist. As if I were stretching them out, I focused on the joints. 2. Those knuckles that can get so stiff. I wasn't pressing hard, just using enough pressure to feel a soothing sensation, like I was warming them up and waking them up. I paid attention to the webbing between my fingers, often overlooked but can hold a lot of tension, especially if you do a lot of repetitive tasks like knitting or typing. I'd gently stretch the fingers apart and rub in between them. Then I'd flip my hand over and gently rub the back of my hand, moving up towards the wrist. The wrist itself got some attention too, gentle circular motions around the joint. In both directions. I even used a tiny bit of simple lotion or oil. Olive oil or coconut oil works wonderfully, just enough to help my fingers glide smoothly over the skin without pulling. This simple hand massage usually took no more than 5 minutes for both hands, but I started noticing something almost immediately. My hands felt warmer, less stiff when I woke up in the morning, and tasks like opening jars or gripping a pen felt just that little bit easier by the end of the first few days. It wasn't a miracle cure overnight, but it was a definite improvement, a gentle nudge in the right direction. Feeling encouraged by the small changes in my hands, I decided to move down and give my feet the same attention. Our feet carry our entire weight all day, and they often get neglected. A little foot massage can feel heavenly and has so many benefits. from improving circulation to helping with balance. For this part of my journey, I usually did it in the evening, after I'd been on my feet all day, again, sitting comfortably, maybe on the edge of my bed or in a chair. I'd prop one foot up on my opposite knee, just like with my hands. I started with the sole, using my thumbs. I'd make long strokes from the heel up towards the toes. I focused on the arch, which can get quite tight, applying gentle pressure there. I also paid attention to the ball of my foot, just below the toes, using circular motions. Then, I moved to the toes themselves. I gently pull and wiggle each toe, just like I did with my fingers. I also spent time rubbing the top of my foot, from the ankle down to the toes, and around the ankle bone. Using gentle circular movements, the ankle is a crucial joint for stability and movement, and giving it a little massage can help release tension. I sometimes use that same simple oil or lotion here too, which made it feel even more luxurious and soothing. This foot massage took maybe 10 minutes in total for both feet. The first few times, my feet felt a bit sensitive in places I hadn't realized were tight. But after a couple of days, that sensation faded, replaced by a feeling of release and relaxation. I noticed my feet felt less tired and achy at the end of the day, and getting up in the morning, the stiffness in my feet seemed less pronounced. It felt like I was giving my feet a chance to recover and breathe, and in turn, my whole body felt a little lighter. These initial steps, focusing on hands and feet, felt like building a foundation. They were simple, easy to incorporate, and the small improvements were enough to motivate me to keep going. I realized that this wasn't just about rubbing muscles. It was about connecting with my body, acknowledging where it held tension, and gently encouraging it to release. It felt like a conversation with my body, a way of saying, I see you, I feel you, and I'm here to help. Building on the initial success with my hands and feet, I felt ready to tackle some other areas that often cause discomfort. The next natural step in my 2-week journey was to address the tension I often carried in my neck and shoulders. Isn't it funny how much stress and stiffness we hold right there, whether it's from sitting too long, looking down at a book or screen, or just the general weight of the world? My neck and shoulders were frequently tight. For this, I found it best to either sit upright with good posture or stand against a wall, letting my back be supported. I started by just gently rubbing the back of my neck with my fingertips, moving from the hairline down towards my shoulders. I used gentle circular motions, feeling for any tender spots. When I found one, I'd spend a little more time there, applying just a touch more pressure, but always staying within a comfortable range, never pushing into sharp pain. I'd also use my opposite hand to reach over and gently squeeze and knead the top of my shoulder, right where the neck meets the shoulder. You can often feel little knots or tight areas there. Just gently pressing and releasing, or making small circles, can help release some of that built-up tension. I also incorporated simple neck stretches alongside the massage, gently tilting my head from side to side, front to back, and doing slow, gentle circles. Combining the massage with these stretches seemed to amplify the benefits, helping the muscles relax even more. I found that doing this mid-morning or in the afternoon, especially if I'd been sitting for a while, made a huge difference. It felt like I was hitting a reset button, releasing that tightness that could sometimes lead to headaches or just a general feeling of strain. After a few days of this, I noticed my shoulders weren't hiked up quite so high, and turning my head felt smoother. It was amazing how much energy that chronic neck and shoulder tension had been draining from me. Releasing it felt like a weight was lifted, allowing me to breathe a little easier. Once my neck and shoulders started to feel less like they were made of concrete, I turned my attention to another common area of discomfort for many of us, the lower back. Now, tackling your own lower back can be a little tricky, so I focused on techniques that were simple and safe for me to do myself. I didn't attempt anything complicated. The goal was gentle relief and promoting circulation. One simple thing I did was gentle self-massage while standing or sitting. If standing, I'd place my hands on the lower part of my back, on either side of my spine, and just gently rub the area with my palms, using upward and downward strokes. I also used my fists, lightly closed, to gently tap or drum on the fleshy parts of my lower back, again, avoiding the spine itself. This gentle tapping felt invigorating and seemed to help loosen things up. When sitting, I found that leaning back slightly against the back of a chair and using my hands to gently press and rub the lower back muscles was effective. I also incorporated some gentle lower back stretches, like simple twists while seated or lying on my back, bringing one knee up to my chest gently. Combining these gentle movements with the simple rubbing helped to alleviate some of that deep-seated stiffness that can make bending over or standing for long periods uncomfortable. I wasn't expecting miracles with my lower back, but consistently doing these simple techniques each day, even for just 5 minutes, made a noticeable difference in how stiff I felt when getting out of bed in the morning or standing up after sitting for a while. It wasn't about completely eradicating every ache, but about reducing the intensity and frequency of the discomfort, making everyday movements feel less of a chore. Finally, as my 2-week journey was drawing to a close, I added a simple scalp massage to my evening routine, mainly for relaxation. I hadn't initially thought of the scalp, but I read about how it can help reduce tension and even promote better sleep. It's incredibly simple, just using your fingertips. Gently rub your scalp in small circular motions, moving from the front of your head towards the back and down the sides. I focused on areas where I felt a bit of tenderness or tightness. You can use the pads of your fingers, applying gentle pressure, and just move across the entire scalp. It felt surprisingly soothing and calming. I found myself naturally holding my breath when I was stressed, and this simple act of massaging my scalp seemed to be a signal to my entire body to relax and let go. Doing this just before bed helped me unwind and quiet my busy mind. While the other techniques focused on physical aches, the scalp massage felt like it was nurturing my mind and helping to ease mental tension, which in turn seemed to benefit my overall physical state. It reinforced the idea that everything in our body is connected, and tending to one area can positively impact another. By the end of the 2 weeks, I felt a cumulative effect from focusing on all these different areas: hands, feet, neck, shoulders, lower back, and scalp. It wasn't just one thing, but the combination of gentle, consistent attention to my body that made the difference. As those 2 weeks wrapped up, reflecting on how I felt compared to when I started was genuinely surprising. I began feeling a bit defeated by everyday aches and a sense of dwindling strength. But by the end, I felt a noticeable shift. It wasn't about becoming a bodybuilder or suddenly having boundless energy, but about feeling more comfortable in my own skin, more capable, and less restricted by stiffness and discomfort. The simple, natural massage techniques I incorporated, focusing on the hands to improve dexterity and reduce morning stiffness, tending to my feet for better circulation and a feeling of being more grounded, releasing tension in my neck and shoulders that I didn't even realize I was holding on to, gently soothing my lower back to make everyday movements easier, and finally, the calming scalp massage that helped me relax and sleep better. They all worked together. Each small effort, each moment spent gently massaging an area, contributed to a larger feeling of well-being. It really highlighted for me the power of consistency and gentle self-care. It wasn't about intense effort or expensive treatments. It was about dedicating just a few minutes each day, listening to my body, and offering it some simple, natural comfort. I realized that this journey wasn't just about the physical act of massage. It was about the intention behind it, the act of paying attention to my body, acknowledging its needs, and actively working to support it. This shift in mindset, combined with the physical relief, is what truly made me feel like I was moving from that feeling of weakness towards a feeling of being a warrior. Not in the sense of fighting, but in the sense of being resilient, capable, and ready to engage with life on my own terms, without being constantly held back by physical discomfort. It was about reclaiming a sense of agency over my own well-being. Remember, small changes really can make a big difference to your health and happiness. You don't need special equipment or complex training, just your own hands, a little bit of time, and a willingness to be gentle and listen to your body. It's okay to start small, maybe just with your hands or feet, and see how it feels. The key is consistency and kindness towards yourself. This journey taught me that simple. Natural methods can be incredibly effective and empowering. It's about nurturing yourself, giving your body the attention it deserves, and helping it to function more comfortably and efficiently. Have you ever tried simple self-massage or found other natural ways to ease aches and stiffness? I'd love to hear about your experiences and what has worked for you. Sharing our journeys can help and inspire others. Please feel free to leave a comment below and tell me your story. Your insights are valuable. If this video resonated with you and gave you some ideas for how you might start your own journey towards feeling stronger and more comfortable, please give it a like. It helps the video reach more people who might benefit from these simple techniques. And if you want more simple, practical tips and ideas for living your best life at every age, consider subscribing to my channel. I share content aimed at helping us all feel better, move easier, and enjoy life to the fullest. Thank you for joining me on this part of my journey. Remember, you are capable of feeling strong and vibrant at any age. Keep nurturing yourself, be kind to your body, and never underestimate the power of simple, consistent self-care. Live your best life, today and every day.